Better get that medicine while you can, because RFK Jr. just got confirmed by the Senate. Yes, RFK Jr., the person who most people only know because he's been waging a one-man war against the very concept of medicine for decades now, is gonna be in charge of our medicine, head of HHS. And it was, I guess at the same time, by the numbers, kind of close, but also when you really look at it, not at all. The final vote was 52-48. Now, all the Democrats voted against him, so I guess that's good. Fetterman, nice work, I appreciate it.
Wow.
One Republican voted against RFK Jr. to be in charge of medicine, and that is Mitch McConnell, who multiple times on today's show and our bonus content is gonna be the good guy, I guess. So he put out a statement. I'm gonna read a statement of Mitch McConnell's designed to give credit to Mitch McConnell. It's a deeply strange time we live in. He said, individuals, parents, and families have a right to push for a healthier nation and demand the best possible scientific guidance on preventing and treating illness. But a record of trafficking in dangerous conspiracy theories and eroding trust in public health institutions does not entitle Mr. Kennedy to lead these important efforts. He apparently, I guess, had polio or something when he was younger. So he takes medicine seriously, which we all should, but we don't typically as a nation, not for the last 5 years or so anyway. And so, yeah, Francesca, he made it through. He seemed like one where, I mean, surely there's gotta be a few people. Susan Collins had concerns, but she voted for him. She voted for him. What do you think?
I mean, just on a personal level, this one is probably the most terrifying to me as the parent of a young child who's going to, need to go through the school system as there are measles outbreaks in Texas because of a low vaccination rates. But it also, this confirmation kind of makes sense to me, given that COVID-19 broke everybody's brain.
Yep.
And the amount of conspiracy theories that were peddled and the likes of RFK and all of his supplement hawking pseudo scientists / non-doctors made a killing off of telling people that what was happening before their very eyes, which was, yes, very frightening and difficult to understand, wasn't actually happening. And that somehow vaccinations, which lowered the death rate and lowered your ability to get severely ill, although did not completely immunize you, that somehow that was the enemy and that was science was the problem, building on top of decades of a public health system in this country that is far too long meant profits only for big pharma and private health insurers, and not actually building trust in doctors and supporting them and supporting people getting to know their doctors. So I don't know, John, like when I think about it in this sort of broader scheme of how much distrust there is in our health institutions, it makes sense. But of course, these are our leaders. These are the people who know better. They know. John, you saw he was on the stand saying that AIDS and HIV impacts black people differently, and they don't need they don't need vaccinations at the same rate as other people. This is straight up like eugenics level racism, and he still gets confirmed. Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around.
Tons.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's man, like you're totally right to point out, people are super suspicious, right? Everybody's suspicious of the elites, except in the cases where it should be the most obvious that you should be suspicious. You look at Kennedy and people are like, oh, well, I mean, sure, he says a lot of insane stuff, but he's a Kennedy, so I guess automatically he knows what he's talking about. That's not how suspicion is supposed to work. That's not how anti-elitism is supposed to work. RFK Jr. has been doing work around medicine and vaccines for a long time. And a lot of people come out of that thinking, oh, then he must know what he's talking about. No, he doesn't understand these agencies. He cannot read scientific literature on medicine and learn anything from it, because he goes in wanting to believe certain things. He's believed for decades the vaccines are terrible, and so he reads into whatever is out there, what's necessary to come away with that conclusion, which is the exact opposite of the sort of person you want in charge of science, particularly in this area having to do with medicine. They trust him, they trust Elon Musk, these people who don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yes.
It is branding, it is PR that makes you think they know that he knows medicine, or that Elon Musk knows coding or engineering or rockets or cars. It's just PR. Why the hell are you getting so easily bought out by public relations firms?
You know what's crazy, John?
Really fast.
Yeah.
I also
really
share
fast.
with you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What are you gonna say?
No, you go.
Okay. The thing about this, that you said that this scares you the most. I don't know if it individually scares me the most, but one of the things that worries me the most for the future is I perhaps naively think, okay, Trump is gonna fail in 1,000 ways. That's obvious. It's already happening. And then people will see that and be frustrated, disappointed, furious, whatever. And I do believe that still in a number of areas, inflation and that sort of thing. But in this area, as you pointed out, I don't have any faith in that. He could literally ban vaccines. We could have measles outbreaks. We could have TB outbreaks. People could be dropping dead all over the country. And we already know people are not gonna care because we've already been through that. They saw thousands of people a day dying of COVID. They ignored it. I don't care. And then they'd look to, a celebrity died? It was probably the vaccine that killed him. Actually, it was definitely the vaccine that killed him. Every athlete that died was killed by the vaccine, even if they didn't have it. And so this is not hypothetical. We've already been through that. People in America cannot learn, even if 1 million people drop dead around them. That's not enough for them to learn. Their own family members dying is not enough to get them to wake up. They're so willfully asleep in this area. Final point goes to you.
No. I mean, I think we have to understand the racial implications of that. We remember early days of COVID, that disproportionately Black Americans were being infected and dying, and that was then seen as like, again, back to eugenics. It was okay for that to happen, and we know Black people, brown people, and poor people are going to be the ones most affected by the mismanagement, mishandling of the HHS. To say nothing of the gutting of Medicaid, which is coming. The last thing I'm going to say is apparently Big Pharma is not worried. So remember how RFK and all the right wingers also hate Big Pharma? Big Pharma totally has not lobbied against RFK Jr. Why? Because their money's not gonna take a hit. RFK, for all of the big talk that he talks about, like regulation or that pharma shouldn't do this or that, none of their money is going anywhere. They will be just fine. So remember that when you think that he's actually gonna clamp down and make us healthier and get money out of our health system. No. Pharma's totally cool with it. They're gonna make even more money because Donald Trump's just got rid of any kind of price caps on things like insulin and drugs under Medicare. So they'll be fine.
What doing? Yeah, no, he's gonna deregulate. That's what he's going to do. And Republicans will be like, yeah, I can drink my raw milk now, make America healthy again. He's not gonna do anything that actually harms or threatens entrenched pharma power and money. He's just not going to. Even if maybe he individually might want to, Trump's not gonna let him. All you're gonna get is the deregulation. If you're interested in introducing to your body a variety of bacteria, viruses, and parasites, well, buckle up, because we're gonna have that. But no, he's not gonna take down Big Pharma. So he's in, okay? It's insane. It's another thing that we're gonna have to fix. We're gonna have to rebuild HHS as we have to rebuild the Department of Education, all of this. We have to make America exist again in the next couple of years. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.